Yeah, I say all praises and honor to Yahweh, Baruch Shem Yahushai, Baruch Shem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all our brothers out there push the truth in all sincerity and in all honesty. You know, this is the brother from James. I'm Jamaica Camp. I'm Yashamai.
Ashar.
I war.
Sapal.
I want to do a lesson and this whole flooding thing we've been taking place out in Jamaica. You know, because you know we have journalists now speaking about, you know, people have basically moved out of certain places where they live, you know, because of the whole flood thing. Because you know last 2 to 3 weeks, you know, a lot of rain been falling out in Jamaica. You have a lot of landslide, you know, and road mash up and all these things. So now Anjola say, you know, people supposed to move from up and them live now because, you know, disaster area or disaster zone. You see what the poor friend and basically say. You know, and we know that, you know, all these things go back to the so-called white man agenda. You see, because now we live in the time now with the banking elite, you know, the head for east side, them a push, you know, to accomplish a new world order. What the scripture say? The devil know you have a short time. So now they go all out right now. You know, they go hard to basically bring forth them new world order agenda. You see, you can what fact, brother, bring it out? Revelation 12 and 12.
Alright, this is Revelation 11
12
verse.
and 12.
No, them have a short time.
No, 12 and 12.
Okay. So like Revelation 12 verse 12.
Go on.
It said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Go on.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Because of woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Go on.
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Having great wrath. It says, the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Go on.
Because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
So the so-called white man knows saying time is up to you. You know, the little season we mentioned in Revelation 20 is up. You know that. So they go all out now, you know, to basically accomplish a new world order.
Alright.
Go on.
Alright. This is a article from Loop News, Loop Jamaica. Basically what? Published November 16, 2020. It says, time to relocate some vulnerable communities' wholeness. Basically the Prime Minister of Jamaica, as the act was getting into a while ago about the flooding and the devastation that go on. As people lost their life, them lose livestock, a whole heap of crops get destroyed, roads destroyed, all kind of infrastructure, man, housing and them things. So basically the Prime Minister said, boy, time to relocate now. He said the time has come for a national debate on the likely relocation of residents from unplanned communities that often leave them at risk of flooding and other catastrophic events caused by natural disasters.
Now, and over the years I've been speaking about, you know, this whole disasters zone or disasters area of people living there. You see, but now it must come out. You see, because as I mentioned, it's all about this sustainable development goals. So now they must push basically, you know, bring forth, you know, the agenda to the T, so-called white man agenda to the T, because you know all leaders in the league with the East are Edom, you know, and them agenda. So now people living in a certain areas, like for example, there are certain people living near to the river course.
Yeah?
You see me? And people live on hillside where always have basically a landslide and people have to move from them places. And all these things though. So all these things where you must say, it make you look like say, boy, you know, you care about the people, care about our people and, you know, the benefit of our people, but really and truly it's all about the banking elite agenda. You see, because I go back to the agenda 2030. You can bring out super for me, brother. Bring out Isaiah for me, Isaiah 1 and verse 23.
This is Isaiah 1 verse 23.
Go on.
It says, thy princes are rebellious and companies of thieves.
And companions.
And companions of thieves.
God, Scripture says the princes are rebellious and companions of thieves, because they are companions with the so-called white man. Our leaders is companions with the so-called white man. It's not about the benefit of the people, as I mentioned. It's all about bringing forth the so-called white man agenda.
Right.
But it might make it look like, say, you care about the people. But really and truly, they don't really care about the people.
Say.
What?
everyone loveth gifts
Everyone love a gift. It's all about for them gain, what them can receive. What?
and followeth after rewards. They judge not the fatherless,
They judge not the fatherless. They don't care about our people. Them pretend like they care, but they really and truly don't care.
neither doeth the cause of the widow come up unto them.
Gone.
Right? Say, therefore said the Lord of hosts, the
Good.
mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries
Good.
and avenge me of mine enemies.
Gone. So all our leaders, you know, if they don't repent, they join hand in hand with the so-called white man, they're going to get destroyed when Heavenly Father bring forth this judgment. Scripture say, all who join unto them, I get trust through. And we live at the time of the time period we live in right now. When Heavenly Father going to judge the society. Right? Can I continue, brother?
Says that debate. It says that debate should begin in the nation's parliament,
Gone.
according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
Gone.
See? He made the statement while addressing the House of Representatives
Gone.
recently. He says with the devastation caused by recent weather systems, namely tropical storm Zeta and tropical storm Eta, which unleashed torrential rains over the entire island just over 2 weeks apart. Images of flooded homes, some halfway filled with mud, washed out roads and bridges, flattened crops, and loss of livestock, and are still fresh. See?
Gone.
So all of them things that them say loss of livestock, house destroy, roads destroy, all of them things them. And so hey, this is just the perfect plan for them go ahead with what them really want to get done.
Gone. Agenda
See?
2030. Can I bring it up, brother?
Alright, this is right, it's a sustainable development goal 11, right? And number 1 first. It says safe target 11 and number 1, safe and affordable housing.
Gone. Safe and affordable housing. So this is a part of the UN goals.
Gone.
You know? Right? One?
Right. It said the full title of target 11.1 is by 2030 ensure access for all the adequate, safe and affordable housing
Gone.
and basic service and upgrade slums.
Upgrade slums. See?
Right.
These people out that get us, man.
Gone.
They move out a certain area because all these places used to flood out and get destroyed by the recent flooding. See? These places are known as slum, are ghettos, man. See? So a lot of these places flood out. So basically they're gonna turn a lot of these places what? In like heritage sites and them stuff, man. See? Yeah, you can bring up
I'm gonna say you go back to we agreed a while ago in an article about unplanned
communities.
See, because what I really want to get people is you go back to the Internet of Things, man.
Can.
They want to get everybody
Hook up to the grid.
hook up to the grid, man. That's why you have
Smart
New
grid.
Kingston. I know them are going
First
to be
smart city.
smart cities in Jamaica.
Gone.
You know what I mean? Because it is going, this society now is going digital. See, so they want all data, they want people, you know what I mean, in a specific era. So they can get the data and control the data by control the resources through data.
So and jump to target number 3. Alright, target 11.3, inclusive and sustainable urbanization.
Gone.
The full text target 11.3 is by 2030, enhance inclusive and sustainable urbanization.
And you mentioned by 2030, we are 2020 now.
Gone.
You know, we're seeing a lot of things from the year start, you know, leading up to this time we're in right now, November. See, constantly we're seeing things happening, a lot of prophecies which is taking place, you know, throughout this year. And things constantly happening. You see, because all the doings are Yahweh Shimmy and Shine. Using the banking elites, you know, and these so-called white people on down to basically bring forth this new world order agenda, so them can destroy them. Because ultimately, that's what it basically lead to. You see, because now the elite, them are heat. How the scripture say, And to them. Yeah, my brother. Job 20 and 19. Start at verse 19.
Alright, so this is Job 20. We start at verse 19.
What?
So because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor,
Gone.
because he had violently taken away an house which he built not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desire.
Gone. So it's so-called white man been oppressing us, you know, from the time of slavery. You know, coming up to this time, they been oppressing us. Right? Go on, brother.
That surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desire. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Gone.
He said, in the fullness of his sufficiency.
In the fullness of his sufficiency. Now, it's so-called white man I eat right now. You know? But eat. Because them a push now to basically bring forth them new world order agenda. Right? Go on, brother.
So in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
He shall be in straits. He shall be in a position of difficulty. Right? Go on.
And every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Every hand of the wicked. And the word wicked is basically go back to Iron Man, I believe. Which basically mean what? Laborer. And our workers. Talking about our people. Right? Go on.
When he's about to fill his belly.
So when the so-called white man, the banking elite, about to accomplish them new world order, them think them about to accomplish it. Like how them are basically push now to accomplish it. That's how the scripture says going to take place. So all of this has been taking place over the years coming up to this time. This is how it will lead up to. This prophecy. You see, because this is a future prophecy we're approaching right now. Because now we see them push to accomplish the new world order agenda. The brother are going at the sustainable development goals.
Continue.
Right? You finish?
Right.
I'm going to finish it.
So when he's about to fill his belly.
What?
Right? Yahweh Bashim Shai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
So you're about to accomplish his new world order. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. The Heavenly Father will fling a monkey into the Esau Edom plan.
And shall rain it upon him while he's eating.
And shall rain it upon him while he's eating. That's what the Heavenly Father did thing. Make him feast somehow. You have a power, yeah. You finally get it now. Then even the horse, BAM! And just get him this. And just get him right there. Right?
So this is target 11.5, reduce adverse effects of natural disasters.
Gone.
Right? You say the full text of target 11.5 is by 2030 significantly reduce the number of deaths and the number of people affected and substantially decrease the direction economic losses relative to global gross domestic product caused by disasters, including water-related disaster with a focus.
Water-related disaster.
Landslide.
All right, like landslide and flooding, where Andrew has been speaking about. Right?
With focus on protecting the poor and people in vulnerable situations.
Yeah. Let me say use the word poor that's to play upon the minds of people, man. See? Because we don't know the so-called white man, which is Esau Edom, which is the top banking elite, them don't give a damn about the people, man. See?
Because his plan is to decrease it.
Get rid of us.
Yeah.
Psalm 83 tells you.
And go back to the blessing, man, because Jacob have gotten the blessing, man, to rule, you know what I mean, as rulers over the earth. You know what I mean? So when you check it out, it's all biblical. Now what Esau trying to create is a utopia, right? Trying to receive that blessing. You know what I mean?
Right,
trying to create a utopia to total control through data and so on and so forth. Man. What scripture say, oh, you know, when he's about to fill his belly, you know, a lot of cast few his wrath upon him.
And if you can check in, you see most of the places where these storms are hit right now and are devastated. See? And most of our people live. Because if you check even Honduras at the moment, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Central America right now, a lot of devastation take place by these hurricanes, man.
Right.
2 weeks ago, them have a category 4, and now them have a next category 4 make landfall, which that hurricane did go to category 5 and make landfall at category 4. See?
And we know them have the technology.
Yeah, we know them have the technology, yeah.
Harp system.
And how convenient in coming at time when all of these goals is to be fulfilled before a certain time.
Gone.
Because it coming at a time now where it coming at giving Andrew Holness the right opportunity.
Yeah, perfect, man.
Perfect opportunity, man.
Done. Problem, reaction, solution.
Right? Even with them pandemic, yeah. Right, everything tying together perfectly.
Exactly.
Yeah, we get them agenda across. And as they bring out from art of World 5, it tell about from natural disaster, something about economy. Zin?
Let me get to work. It say significantly reduce the numbers of deaths and the number of people affected and sustainable decrease
Gone.
the direct economic losses relative to global gross domestic product caused
Gone.
by disasters.
Gone. Alright.
Create dent in the economy.
Dent in the economy. And them say caused by natural disaster.
Done.
This part of the article here it say it says extensive flooding in mostly southern parishes as alright, I'll jump up here so. It says parliamentary estimates have put the damage to the road infrastructure alone at 2 billion. Zin, a figure the Prime Minister expects will be more than double, while the damage to crops has exceeded 1 billion. Zin? So instead of them have to spend money to fix back all of them things here, Zin, and that put a dent in the economy more, you know, because the more they disaster destroy things, and them have rebuild it and disaster come again and destroy it, them just going to relocate people, man. Zin?
Abandoned
certain communities,
space,
man.
Yeah, they're not going to build back no house, but
Gone.
Can.
Says, yeah, that was me.
This is Psalm 64 verse 1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh Shemel Shai, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
I do if I want the secret counsel of the wicked. And who is the wicked? You read Malachi 1 and 4. You tell us it. Edom thou shall call them the border of wickedness.
Gone.
And who are the Edomites? So-called white people are the Edomites.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Wait, talking about the banking list here because of them agenda.
Can.
You know, basically bring forth them new world order. This was say, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Because they do them things in secret, yo. They keep them secret meeting. And what them are basically bring forth them new world order agenda across the world.
Right.
You know, while majority of our people don't know. Because right now majority of people don't know the hell what take place right now.
Cause what they did do a breakdown where them basically say yo economic failure, famine a come, but our people focus on the pandemic,
Gone.
right, and on election, right. So people basically get lost in these things, not knowing the real agenda of these elites.
and even the agenda them written in vague. Saying so people read it, them think something good it will do to them.
Can.
But it will bring them back in hardcore bondage.
Hardcore bondage. Hey, and a lot of these words play on the mind of the people, man. Because when a lot of people hear about sustainable development goal, when these words first start come out, and they must say sustainable development goal, it sounds so sweet to the ears, man. Not knowing what these men are planning.
See, a lot of these politicians out here using these words and these people because I know Jake life here, you know, big words. You know, because they say talk big words, you're bright.
Yeah.
So it sound good to them.
Right.
But they don't understand what we got behind it. As a brother I mentioned. Go on, brother.
A lot of these people are going to lose them houses
Gone.
where them live, them land, where them claim to stay.